Good evening and welcome to the East Islip 9th and 10th grade informational workshop. I want to thank everyone for coming tonight virtually. We are going to cover various topics regarding program overview for the current 9th and 10th grade students, the expectations on the road to college, and the various programs that we have here moving forward as students move up. I want to thank everyone again for coming, and I'm going to hand it over now to Ms. Pignataro, our guidance counselor.
Thank you, Mr. Stanton. Hi, everybody. So the first thing that we start with whenever we're talking with 9th and 10th graders, we always want to make sure they're aware of the credit progression through high school. So graduation requirements, everyone's target is the same, which is 22 credits to complete their credit total for graduation. Those credits are made up of all different credit areas: English, social studies, math, science, world language, art and music, health, and phys ed, and then the rest is rounded out by electives. Many of our students graduate with more than 22 credits, but this is the target for everyone for graduation. You'll see we've highlighted the difference here in credits between a Regents Diploma and a Regents with Advanced Designation. The biggest difference is that the Regents with Advanced Designation will require 3 credits of world language. If students don't complete 3 credits of world language, they also can seek a Regents with Advanced Designation by completing a sequence in an elective area. So if that's something that interests you, please make an appointment with the counselor to discuss that path. Part of graduation is also Regents exams. We just want to make a note that in June of 2020, the Regents exams were canceled. So any students who passed a course that culminates in a Regents, those students were given an exemption for Regents exams last June. We're still waiting for news from the state as to what is going to go on with Regents this year for June of 2021. And these are the requirements for the Regents as well as the Regents with Advanced Designation. So we've highlighted the difference here. For Advanced Designation, students would need to complete 3 math Regents: Algebra, Geometry, and Algebra 2. For the Standard Regents Diploma, it is 1 math Regents. In addition, for Advanced Designation, they would require 2 Science Regents and a FLAX exam, which is an exam given at the end of Level 3 language. There's also a designation on the diploma for mastery in math and science. Students can obtain that by earning an 85 or higher on 3 math exams or an 85 or higher on 3 science exams. If students have exemptions from last year, that would count towards the total for mastery. So for example, if a student has an exemption in algebra and they go on to earn an 85 or better in geometry and algebra 2, they would earn mastery in math. There are multiple pathways to graduation. This is something that would be available for you to see online on our website or in this packet from the presentation. But basically what New York State has set up are different ways for students to obtain the Regents Diploma. So if you have a concern specific to your child, please do make an appointment with your counselor, or your counselor may reach out to you as well to discuss the different pathways. Grade level promotion is based on credit. So currently our 9th graders will come in with credit from 8th grade, typically earned in language, sometimes also math and science. And then they're earning credits as they move through their classes in 9th grade. If they earn at least 5 credits, they would be promoted to 10th grade status. Then they go on to earn at least 9.5 credits. They would be promoted to 11th grade. And at least 14.5 credits are required for 12th grade status. The GPA is something that we're asked about a lot. The grade point average is calculated based on final grades in each course, not quarter grades. So the GPA is recalculated at the end of each academic year, and it consists of anything that is high school credit bearing. So that's those 8th grade courses that have high school credit attached, as well as any courses taken in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade. That full GPA calculated at the end of 11th grade is what would be sent on a transcript to colleges with students' college applications. Tools for academic success. This is something that we always want to discuss, especially with our underclassmen as they're transitioning to high school and getting adjusted to the high school workload. Consistent attendance is something that's always going to be helpful. If you're present in class and you're able to attend to every lesson, obviously your performance is going to improve. We also encourage students to take advantage of extra help opportunities. Each teacher's extra help schedule is posted on the high school website. We also encourage students and parents to use Infinite Campus. There's an app for your phone, it's free to install. This is our school code. And Infinite Campus is where the teacher's grades are posted throughout the quarter, not just at the progress report or at the quarterly mark, but throughout the quarter every time a student takes a test or hands in an assignment. Those grades are included in Infinite Campus. In addition, we always encourage students to get involved in extracurricular activities, to communicate frequently with their teachers and counselors. All of these connections are things that are going to help them not only to enjoy their high school experience more, but to perform better academically as well. And we always encourage students to think about organization, things that work for them. Students are issued agenda books at the beginning of the year, but they may also prefer to use an organizational app in their phones or something on their laptops. Either way, we always want students to have a system for keeping track of their assignments and staying organized. Outside of the classroom, we did mention extracurricular activities on the previous slide, but we do encourage students to take advantage of any opportunities they have, not only in school, but outside of school as well. It's opportunities for them to meet new people, learn responsibility, maybe find a new interest, or meet other people that have interests the same as theirs. In addition, many scholarships have a volunteer component, or many organizations offer scholarships to students that either work or volunteer with them. We discourage students from signing up for, let's say, 10 clubs and then not being able to actually attend the meetings. That's something sometimes we have students that almost want to be too involved. We'd rather that they take on a strong commitment to things that they're really passionate about or things that interest them, and things that they can truly devote their time to, rather than casual involvement in many, many things. The resume is something that students can begin working on as early as 9th grade. In their Naviance accounts, they do have a resume function there where students can list things that they do. So they can list involvement in school activities as well as outside activities, any volunteer experience or work experience that they have. All of those things can be listed in that resume, and then they can build upon that as they grow and move throughout high school. The PSAT. So the PSAT is a practice version of the SAT. It's offered to our 10th graders, and our current 10th grade is scheduled to take the PSAT on January 26th. That is a school day, so students do not need to sign up for the exam. They just need to come to school on that day, and they will be routed to a testing room. The PSAT is recommended for all juniors. At the junior year, the PSAT is also used as a National Merit Scholarship qualifying test. Basically, the PSAT is a diagnostic tool. That means that the students are going to get a score report back that shows them areas they can improve or things that they can work on before they take the actual SAT in their junior year. Speaking of that, the SAT is a college entrance style exam. It has 3 subject areas: evidence-based reading and writing, math, and an optional essay. So we encourage students to research the colleges they're interested in to see if the essay is required. The highest possible score on the SAT is 1600, which is 800 points per section, and then the optional essay is scored separately. The SAT, or the College Board, which is the company that runs the SAT, also offers subject tests. These are subject specific, and they're 1 hour each. Some students do choose to take SAT subject tests, but not all colleges require them. So that's a conversation that I would really recommend having between the student and counselor, just to make sure that those exams are actually required of them. If they do choose to take those tests, they can take up to 3 subjects in 1 day. The ACT is another version of a college entrance exam. It has 4 subject areas: English, math, reading, and science, and also has an optional essay. The ACT is scored differently. It's on a 36-point scale, with the essay being scored separately. This is a typical testing timeline. I'm using the word typical because not everyone's journey is going to be the same, and not every student's path is going to take them in the same way. So this is why we always encourage students and parents to speak with the counselors along the way, so that we can help you come up with the timeline that's best for you. The most typical timeline is for the PSAT to be taken in 10th as well as 11th grade. And then in the spring of 11th grade, students would take the SAT and the ACT to see which test is more comfortable for them, which test they perform better on. In the fall of 12th grade, we typically would recommend that students retest on the test on which they received the higher score, or retest on the test that they feel more comfortable retesting. We do have an SAT comparison chart to the ACT so that you can see the scores, and that's something I would encourage you to check out online. We do usually recommend that students take at least one exam with the optional essay included in case they do need it. And note that colleges do consider the SAT and ACT equally in the college process. There are typically some rumors that colleges may prefer one over the other, but we unanimously hear from our college reps that they would consider either test or both if students would choose to send both scores. Test preparation. Obviously, these are large tests, they're long tests, there's a lot that goes into preparing for them, and we really do encourage students to take advantage of prep opportunities. One thing they can start doing now is using their Castle Learning accounts, which are linked through, class link through the school. There's free SAT prep there in Castle Learning, and there's also a program called Khan Academy that offers free SAT prep. Even if students do a few extra practice questions a week just to begin getting used to the style of question that's being asked and start getting used to the format of the exam. In junior year, typically students would ramp up the prep a little bit. They may choose to sign up for a class or work with a private tutor. They can do online courses. And on our website, we have some recommendations of different local programs, but of course some students will research and find programs on their own as well, so we're always looking forward to hearing from you if you have success with a particular program. Starting the college search. Typically I'm asked, when should we start? The answer is really whenever you're comfortable. It's never too early to start looking. Since this is a presentation geared towards 9th and 10th graders, please know that you absolutely can begin college research now. There are over 4,000 colleges in the United States, so obviously it's going to be pretty tough to narrow that down. So what we want to do is work you through that process. An easy way to begin doing that is using your online resources. The College Board has a great college search where you answer a few questions about things that are important to you, and they give you some suggestions. Naviance has a program that does the same thing, that's within the students' Naviance accounts. In addition, we have some great local schools right here on Long Island. So if you have an opportunity to visit a college open house when colleges are open to do so, that would be a really, really great experience as well for students to just get their feet on the campus and see what kind of campus feels the most comfortable for them. If you happen to be vacationing upstate, out of state, and you know that you're going to be near a college, if you have a little while out of your vacation to give up for a college visit, it's another great opportunity just to check out what's in the area, especially if it's a place that you already are familiar with. In addition, there will be college fairs and college representatives visiting East Islip, so our students are encouraged to take advantage of those. Right now we're doing virtual visits with our college representatives, so if students are interested in those, they can sign up and they'll be sent a link to participate virtually in a visit with a college representative. The NCAA is the governing body of intercollegiate athletics. So for students who are considering playing at the levels of Division I or II in particular, or maybe students who are considering intercollegiate sports but they're not sure what division they'll play at yet, I would definitely recommend checking out eligibilitycenter.org. It's going to give you all the information you need about registering for college sports. I happen to be the district's liaison to the NCAA, so I take care of sending paperwork to them and working with our students, clearing them for college athletics. So if you are an aspiring college athlete and you want to start planning ahead to be prepared for Division I or II athletics, please feel free to give me a call, send me an email anytime, or ask your own counselor as well, and if need be, they will refer to me if they have specific NCAA questions. This is going to be a link to our website if you're looking at the presentation online, so this will take you to the high school homepage. And this is our information. So this is broken down by our caseloads, myself and my colleagues, our phone numbers, and the ways to reach us. And we always want to hear from parents and students. Please feel free not only to use these numbers, but to email us or reach out to us on Parent Square as well. We are happy to answer any questions that you may have, and we look forward to working with you along the way as you make your way through high school. Thanks so much for being here for our workshop. We look forward to seeing you soon.